Hello, Good Life Travelers. Welcome to another episode of Travel Talk Tuesday. You've got the responsible experts here today, Tamara, our world travel specialist, and your favorite cruise travel specialist, Michael. The wild child is not here today because Chrissy is in...
I don't even know. Jamaica. I think she's in Jamaica.
Oh, that's a good guess. Very good guess. Yes, Chrissy is in Jamaica.
She's having a big time down there, having fun.
Yeah, we got lots of texts last evening.
Yeah.
We had the three of us have a little text thing and chain thing, and she was sending stories talking about it's a little warm down there right now, believe it or not, which is interesting because it's a little cooler up here in Ohio, northern Ohio. Yeah. But she seems to be having a great experience touring different sites and learning about the products and stuff.
Yeah. She said, she's at a FAM, so she's doing site visits, and she said she's got a 7-mile walk today to look. They said be prepared for 7 miles of walking. That's a lot.
You know, she's describing it, sweating from like the 100 degrees and then 7 miles. And I text, I'm like, this sounds like a fat camp or something. It sounds horrible. I'm glad Tamara didn't send me to that.
I think she's soothing herself with some couple cocktails maybe when it's all over.
Well, you have to stay hydrated, Tamara.
Yeah, she's hydrating. Remember, that was why she fell.
That was the whole beaches. Yeah, I think we warned her on the text chain yesterday. Be careful. Yeah. We don't want any injuries. No. Brett doesn't want any injuries. It's not good.
No.
But we know she is learning a lot, and some of the pictures she shared is amazing. So if you want to follow her travels and learn about the resorts she's seeing, you want to go to the Paradise Found with Chrissy, which is a group page on our Facebook page. I know you checked it out.
Yeah, it looks like paradise. She's having a really good time and checking out a lot of really good places too.
Must be nice. Yeah. Must be nice. So we're thinking of her, so follow that, like that. Anything else new with you, Miss Tamara?
Just busy. Lots going on. Lots of travelers.
They say no rest for the wicked. Yeah. I always use that saying, and it's true.
Yeah. This week for sure.
And lots of flights. Lots of fun stuff with flights with you, which is a normal sign.
Yeah, fun weekend with flights.
What I tell people is the reason you use a travel agent is because of all the issues that are out there. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of possible issues with travel, and so that's why I use a travel agent to kind of help avoid some of those pits in the road. What else called?
Yeah. Pitfalls.
Avoid some of those. Yeah. And to also allow us to take the stress and headaches that can sometimes come with travel.
Yeah. I have clients that are out there right now, and they left Friday for Scotland, and they had delays and cancellations, and long story short, it was a very sleepless Friday night into Saturday morning, and my client's family arrived on Sunday. So yeah,
air's challenging.
It's a challenge right now.
A lot of they cut a lot of flights around the world, and then I tell people they still like the last hold monopoly, all the airlines, because we don't have a lot of control over them or anything.
Better. Yeah, they do better in Europe. We need to get it together here.
Okay, so let's turn to positive. Let's think happy thoughts. We've been talking a lot about Viking over the last few weeks because we had our Viking cruise nights. What was that? 2 weeks ago now.
Gosh, was it? Yeah, it was in end of May.
2 weeks ago, our friend Mary Trotter came up from Viking, and we had two wonderful events, one here in Sandusky and one in Perrysburg, all about Viking. Great crowds, had a great time, a little some wine, some cheese snacks, and everyone loved the presentations, learning about Viking. I know you were taking notes previously, ready to jump on a ship, the best way to travel.
Well, I don't know about that, but...
She said all your key words like that that they like to immerse themselves. Yes, the culture. No nickel and diming. Those are some I know. Well, everyone loves that. Yeah. More relaxed, so not more formal.
No photographers on board.
I have to say, I hate the photographers on board, and most cruise lines have them if you haven't done it before. And those photographers, God bless them, that's their job. They mean well. I think they know what drives most people crazy. So I usually try to buddy them and say, hey, listen, we're not going to become close friends on this. If you see me, just go the other way because I don't want to break your camera.
A lot of people must like it because the ships really dedicate a lot of square footage to that.
People must be buying them. And I've seen people buy them. Yeah. And, some people, they come out great. And it's like their family. Like if I was going with my whole family, maybe we would take a family photo, but if it's just me and some friends, I'm not going to, that's not for me.
Yeah.
So what I thought we would do today, because Mary Trotter announced at the cruise nights, and she announced on last week's Facebook Travel Talk Tuesday, that there's a promotion going on. There's the normal Viking promotions, with $25 deposits, all these discounts, some discounted air, all this good stuff. But there's a special bonus if you book through us before the 13th.
Yeah.
And that is $100 per person in shipboard credit.
Yeah.
So what I thought, I love helping people get a good deal and extra bonus money and all that good stuff. I thought we would look through some of their itineraries and pick out our favorite itineraries. Now, I'll say, we're going to talk about Viking. We have the discount in Viking. We have group space in Viking. But there are a lot of river cruising options out there, a lot of ocean options out there, and a lot of expedition options out there. So we're going to feature Viking today. But there are plenty of other options, great itineraries, great ships, different feel, different inclusions. Right. So I don't want anyone to feel limited because there are infinite possibilities out there. That's why you work with us, because we have that conversation and we match you up with a cruise line that meets your expectations, your budget, the itinerary you want to see, everything like that. So I don't want to pigeonhole anyone in this. There's a great deal and I don't want anyone to miss out.
And I think we should mention it doesn't cost our clients any more to use us as agents than if they did it themselves. But you get the added bonus of our help through the process. And we provide you with an itinerary that's got ideas of things to do along the way. So
we can't say it enough because a lot of people, there's that big misconception out there that there's a fee to use. I still get messages, how much is your fee? Well, right now we don't have a fee. So we're there just to basically hold your hand, to give our advice from our knowledge, our training, our experience. To help you avoid those pitfalls, to maybe save you a few bucks, to kind of share some of our little tips and tricks, really kind of help capitalize on us to make your trip even better than doing it on your own.
I think that's key to mention because we know we can fit our clients to the right ship. So Viking is adults only, and I would say it's probably older adults versus younger adults.
They say 55 and older, but I would guess average age is 62, 65 and up.
Right. You know? So you can't take your family on a Viking riverboat cruise, but you can on some of the ships, some of the lines.
Some really do well.
Yeah, Alma has connecting rooms. They do
a lot of family activities and the holidays too. Cool activities like where they have all the families on board help decorate the trees and kind of get in the spirit. So there's other options for that. For the families, or even for like if you're a 40 or 50-year-old you want to do a riverboat, there's options.
They have bikes on those ships, so it's finding the right match that I think is key too.
But today we're going to dig into Viking. Okay, so what I thought we'd do first, Tamara, your assignment was to find. Yeah, everyone has our little booklets.
We get these in the mail, I think, every other day.
If you have a home and an address, then you probably get a Viking. So what we're going to start with is, Tamara, I want to hear your top itinerary on the river that you are ready to sign up for, that you think this looks like an amazing itinerary, you're ready to go.
So this one is Portugal's River of Gold, and
you love Portugal and Spain area. We know that.
Portugal, and it's 10 days, Lisbon to Porto. So you start a few days in Lisbon before you board the ship. So you've got a couple days there, and then you board your ship in Porto, and you go on the Douro River, which is a just beautiful wine area that is really underappreciated, in my opinion, by American travelers. It's gorgeous. And I think this is a really, really good cruise. When you're done...
Well, those prices look good, too.
Yeah, they really do. And, I mean, here's the picture. You can see. It's just gorgeous. When you're done with the cruise, then you can extend your time in Europe by going through more of Portugal or even going into Spain. So I really like that itinerary. Go ahead.
Well, I know that there's rules. It was one apiece, and I know you broke them. So what I thought we'd do is go back and forth. Okay.
So you broke it too.
I did. I found two.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I suspected that you were going to break the rules.
I can't just pick one.
Okay. So the first one for me is a longer one. It's 15 days. Okay. So I'm hoping my boss just lets me go. Okay. Plus it has some pretty amazing pre and post. This is called France's Finest. So if you want to experience France, not just Paris, but immerse yourself, this is going to allow you to see a lot of France, okay? It's 15 days. You start in southern France, Avignon, work your way up on the southern part down there, the Rhone and stuff like that. Then you kind of pause, then they get you to northern France, okay? Then you hit, then you're going to Paris. I'm going to butcher some names like Chrissy only could. Vernon, Mataleon, Rouen. Some of those northern parts. I don't know French at all. I took Spanish. So some amazing places. You're going to see Normandy beaches. You're going to see all the wineries. You're going to see, so have all that, the taste, the great food where, the French cuisine kind of, it's France. So you're going to have all that awesomeness. but you're also going to go in the history, especially Normandy, especially next year's the big anniversary.
Right.
You're going to experience Paris. This is a good way if you have the time, the 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks, because I'd almost extend it. They have a couple options. One's a basic Paris one. But Tamara, I think this one screams your name. This is in Oxford, and I can never say the name, the castle. It's 3 nights. You're going to see the Downton Abbey place.
Oh, Highclere Castle.
Yeah, see, I knew you'd do it. If you've seen Downton Abbey on PBS, or they had the movies, great series. Interesting. There's 3 extra nights, and you can experience that as well.
That's good.
So I'm recommending this. It's not too expensive either. So I mean, it's 2 weeks and then some. So you're gonna pay, but with so many inclusions, it's worth it. Oh,
For sure.
Your second
So,
one.
I've cruised in the southern part of France before. It's pretty amazing. And if you go during the summer, you get to see the lavender fields, like in Provence.
You and your flowers.
I've been to Avignon and like Arles, and there's a lot of Roman ruins in that area, which you wouldn't expect in France. The Roman Empire was huge. I really like that area. It's beautiful. It's like authentic France. So good one.
Okay. Oh, I get a gold star.
So my other thought was, I think river boats are perfect for Christmas markets in December.
You love your Christmas markets.
I do love a Christmas market, and it's a perfect way to visit them because you just go from town to town. And most like the bigger towns will have more than one Christmas market. They may have like Vienna has maybe 10 Christmas markets going on in different neighborhoods.
Oh, they're not all right by each other.
No, some are enormous. Some have themes. Like everything is handcrafted, or I think there's even medieval Christmas markets where everything is medieval themed. So I just think the riverboat cruise is the perfect way to see the Christmas markets. And there's multiple itineraries. I mean, Germany is classic, but there's places in France. And
I hope this is recording, because she said cruising is the best way to see it.
It's a great, did I say that?
I think I heard that.
It's a great way to see it.
Okay. Is that your last river?
Yeah, that's my last river.
Okay, I've got one more. This is not a long one, and it's on the other part of the world, but I have a deep desire to go in the same area where you were recently. This is the Mekong. Okay, so a lot of these river cruise lines all have Mekong ones, and they look amazing because it's so different, as you know. There, the food is so different, the culture, the religion, the architecture, everything's just, there's something about it. I feel like you're going to be in like a different, I don't want to say
it's
place.
very unfamiliar to us.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting.
Like a zen, I think.
Yeah,
you
it
could
is.
feel it. I really, a side of me wants to do that for my 40th, is go over to the Mekong. I know, but it's so, 15 days, you go to, I'm going to butcher this, Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, you're going to see all these great places that you're supposed to see. It's a smaller ship.
Point Ann on there? That's on my bucket list.
Kampong Cham, Siam Reap.
I just wanted you to read
Phnom Penh, the Mekong River. I know that because there's a restaurant, Mekong, in town that I love. Tan Chau, Sadakabi, Maito. Awesome.
Yeah.
So the pictures, the descriptions, the experiences, the excursions, it's got to be on your bucket list. A lot of people think of river cruises, they think of the Danube and the Rhine in Europe. Awesome experiences. All the cruise lines do a great job. You get to see a lot of cool things. I think there's some other areas out there that are offering a new experience, a new cultural.
Right. No, for sure. I have lots of travel agent friends who have done those Asian river cruises, and they just rave about them. They're fantastic. The service is unbelievable.
Yeah. Now the air is not going to be fun, getting there and stuff. You know?
But I always think it's worth it. Like it's a journey to get there, so you need to make it worth your time. You should not go just for a riverboat cruise for a week and then get out of town. Really invest some time in that area if you're going to make the effort to get there.
Well, and I had just had 2 clients come back from a cruise, the Romantic Danube, I believe it was. And they had done ocean cruises. They had never done river. And they said it blew their mind because it was a totally different experience. You know, part of being on the ocean, you know, you have at sea days. And so you're experiencing the ship and relaxation. It's just it kind of mixes the vacations from sightseeing to a little bit of R&R, you know, resort-like feel. Whereas these river boats, they're basically just a hotel.
Right.
And you're just going into the heart of these locations that have so much history, and and beauty and stuff. And so these ladies were just blown away, and they said they're hooked. I mean,
Oh, sure.
they said it was a great way. They said it wasn't run. It was a nice pace. They said it was a relaxed pace, but they got to see a lot and really kind of get immersed and wander through the streets, and they loved it.
You really do dock right in the heart of the city in many places, and you can walk off the boat and go buy a baguette in a little French bakery and, you know, enjoy the culture. I always think of riverboats as like a floating hotel on a highway that's the river, and you're just going from city to city, not on the road, but on the river. I think it's a really convenient way to travel.
Before planes, there were boats.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
You're right.
Okay, so let's switch to oceans. Now, this is not the newest line of Viking, but it's a newer line. A lot of people think of the river boats for Viking, and they have more itineraries like Mississippi, all that stuff that we didn't even talk about. But those are the ones most people think of with Viking. But they also have ocean ships. Have you seen their ocean ships?
I'm very intrigued by these ocean ships.
They're small. You're talking about 800-900 people.
900, yeah.
And but they're big enough that like other cruise lines would have like 1,200 on the boat.
No, I think she said 2,000, didn't she?
Yeah, that's a bit of a push, I think. But it reminds me of another company that has about 1,200 on a similar size ship. That's just my hunch.
Okay.
But they're beautiful ships.
Yeah.
Understated, I think you'd say. Is that the fancy term?
Scandinavian, is that?
Yeah. But comfortable, but not like plush over the top. But same in kind of inclusions, beautiful spa and different stuff that's included in.
The pool area looks really pretty too because it's covered, and then they can uncover it. Yeah.
And they, all their boats have these aqua terrace things that I like, where you can eat outside, and on the river boats I think most of the boats are on the front. So it's best view ever as you're eating outside, enjoying the nature and all that good stuff. So you got some ocean ones. I'm sure
you see 4 tabs here.
I know.
I'll go fast.
My goodness.
I was very intrigued by some of these itineraries because I think they're very unique. So this one I picked was the Mediterranean and Italian sojourn, and it starts in Barcelona, one of your favorites. Yeah, really my favorite. And it's in the Mediterranean, the Adriatic. So you go to Montpellier.
Oh, now who's having fun pronouncing?
Montpellier, Marseille in France, Monte Carlo.
Oh.
Then you swing down into Italy, so you'll stop at Florence, Livorno, which is close to Florence, Rome, and you're not going to dock in the heart of the city in Rome. You definitely have to take...
Same thing as Florence, Pisa. A lot of these cities, you're 45 minutes, an hour, something.
Naples. Then you're going...
I liked Naples. It wasn't good food.
You're going to kind of hit the toe of Italy, and you're going to go into Sicily, which is on a lot of people's bucket list. Then you're going to head up on the eastern side of the Boot and hit Bari, which is a really
I've been there
place.
It's awesome, love it.
Yeah. Then you're going to head on the other side of the Adriatic, and you're going to hit a city in Croatia. And then you're going to...
What city is that?
It starts with a Sibenik.
I don't know that port.
Yeah, I don't either. I've never been to that port. It says stroll old towns, narrow streets and squares, visit St. James Cathedral, UNESCO site. And then you end in Venice. So I think to go from Barcelona to Venice, it is 15 days. I think the prices are actually very, very reasonable for 15 days. And you get to see quite a bit.
Plus, if you have the time, you could really post and pre-cruise that in Barcelona and Venice. There's a lot to see and do there.
Yeah, and I just want to kind of piggyback on that because I like this one too. Ancient Adriatic Treasures, which goes from Venice into, it goes on the Croatian side of the Adriatic, and then hits some places in Greece like Corfu and Athens. And then it ends up in one of my favorite cities, which is Istanbul, Turkey. So I think that's a really good itinerary too. I'm very impressed with these itineraries. That one is 15 days, Venice to Istanbul.
What you'll notice if you look through these books that everyone gets mailed to them is that it's a lot of longer cruises on the ocean, and a lot of people are surprised by that. But I'm going to point out why. First off, all the cruise lines are now saying that the studies and the interviews and all that stuff is that people are taking longer vacations. It's almost like the European holidays.
Yeah, Americans are unique in our short vacations.
Yeah, these 7 days kind of blows the Europeans away. Yeah. They don't understand it. So more and more people are looking for longer vacations. The other thing with Viking is they are marketing it's an older crowd. So 55 and up, there tends to be a little bit more leeway where you can get away for 2 weeks or even a little something, especially if you're in the retired bracket and you're still active and still want to experience life.
Right.
So when you look through these, and a lot of the ones we picked are a little bit longer. That's part of the reason. The other reason is you're going to spend all this money to get over there, especially with air now. You might as well fully experience a big chunk of Europe while you're there.
Right.
I mean, 2 weeks, and you're going to actually immerse yourself in that part of the world wherever you're going.
For sure.
And like all the cruise lines, Viking says they stay in the ports the longest.
Ah.
All cruise lines now say that they have the latest port time departure. So you did 2, right?
I did 2.
All right. I got one for you. I've been wanting to do Ireland and Britain. Never been there, okay? This one, though, is mostly Britain, okay? There's a little bit of Ireland. So you start in London, you end in Bergen, which I was just there, Norway, but you're just ending there. It's a little weird, I know. But you're going to see London, Dover, the English Channel, Dublin, Holyhead, Liverpool, Belfast, the Orkney Islands. I need to learn more about that. Edinburgh. And lots of others. 15 days. You're going to see a lot of these cool ports in around the United Kingdom. Is Ireland considered the United Kingdom still?
Ireland is not United Kingdom.
But
Northern Ireland is.
So you're going to see a lot of that part of the world. I think it's on a lot of people's bucket list. This is a little bit more Britain heavy, but I would still gladly take this cruise, and I think learn a lot.
There's a lot of like nature and natural beauty up in this area.
I'm becoming more appreciation of that stuff after my Norwegian fjords and my upcoming Alaska. The other thing that's very interesting is that they have some cool pre and post ones. So going over Bergen blows my mind. I don't know why they're heading way over east to Bergen, Norway to end this cruise. But if you go there, there are some post cruise options that has you going through some of the fjords. That has you do the Oslo train ride, some cool stuff that I just saw myself. So that's awesome. Also, there's some cool pre-ones in London. Great Homes Gardens in Gin. Sounds like a fun one. Churchill's Britain. There's a cool 5-night one. Churchill's Britain. You get to see some of the experiences there.
War rooms in London, maybe.
Yeah. So a lot of ways to extend that cruise vacation as well. Prices, not as bad as you would think. If you're going to go in the lower entry room, they call it the duck or swan room because your window's yay big and it's up here. But even if you're going all the way, you want to splurge, a nice little French balcony or full balcony is not too out of the range.
What's nice about that itinerary is that it's all English-speaking countries. So there's not going to be a language issue at all. It won't be really in any of the other places.
Even Norway. I mean, Norway.
Yeah, most people are going to speak English, or you can work your way through it, but that's an English-heavy area.
And the ship is all English speaking. I mean, the staff all speaks English. I mean, they're tested on that.
Yeah.
You know? And the actual cruisers, the people on board, the clients, the customers, the guests, they're mostly English speakers too.
And then one other thing I wanted to mention, you mentioned pre or post. Once you get to Europe, it's very inexpensive to fly between countries. Like, you can find flights regularly for like less than $50 between countries. Now you have to pay for a bag, but those flights are generally very efficient and very inexpensive.
Or, I was just thinking back to your vacation. Someone could really go to Paris for 3-4 days.
Oh yeah.
Take the train
Eurostar
underwater.
Yeah.
Over to London and board the ship there. So, I mean, if you have the time, you have the budget, and you have the list of things you want to see, I mean, it's limitless, really.
Right. As long as you're there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go all that way.
Get the vacation you want.
Yeah. You only live once,
Right.
Okay, you got 2 more.
Yeah, so this one is a little bit like yours. This is the trade routes of the Middle Ages. It hits just a little bit of England. But you start, again, in Barcelona, one of my favorite cities. And you work your way around that Iberian Peninsula into Portugal, and then you head up to France and England. You go through the English Channel and hit Bruges and Amsterdam and end in Bergen, Norway. So you're hitting quite a bit of that, I don't know if you can see that or not, that part of Europe. I thought it was a really good overview.
Well, it's a Nordic country, so they're trying to bring some money there by porting in Bergen. And I've been in that port in Bergen. They got a great location. They have the best of the ports there. It's right by the UNESCO site of those different colored buildings that you see, the old market and stuff, right by the fish market. It's like an iconic Norwegian city, that port Viking has. It's really the best one there in Bergen.
I believe it. And then my second one is, there's two options. They are
so it's your fourth one, and there's two there, so it's really five.
It's the around the world voyage. So one is 180 days and one is 163 days. But if you are interested in learning about cultures and traveling, this is really a great way to do it, because you really do go around the world and you hit just some really amazing places all along the way. I won't go into all of them, but
does it have any ports or anything?
I don't see off the top.
Sometimes they say like so many ports.
Yeah, you have first class air included. It's just. To me, it's an amazing way to travel. This is bucket list.
Okay, so I look at prices of cruises, and all the cruise lines now have these world ones, 180, 160. How many days is this one?
So this is 180, and it starts at.
All right, it starts at 80,000. Now that blows your mind. I think that's a crazy amount of money. You'd have to win the lottery to do that, or worked really hard your whole life, and now you've got money and you want to live experiences. That might be cheaper than some of the other options out there.
When you start thinking about a 7-day cruise costing $5,000 or whatever on Viking, and then you start thinking about how many days you've got here.
But I'm thinking of some big line cruise names out there that are more than that and that don't include that much. So maybe that's the option if you're looking for world, is the price difference out.
Yeah, it's a happy year.
If you think of all the inclusions, that might be more budget friendly than some other cruise lines. But I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus.
Yeah. Okay,
this is a bucket list. I don't know if this is on your bucket list or not. This is an Australia-New Zealand cruise. You haven't been there?
Mm-mm.
I don't know why I'm trying to kill myself with these flights around the world, but I do want to go over here. Sydney to Auckland. And you've sent people over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you spend a couple days in Sydney. You go up and down the Australian coast, Melbourne, Hobart, the Bass Strait. You head over to New Zealand then, and you're gonna go all around, hit all the highlights over there: the Wellington, the Napier, Rotorua, and then you end in Auckland. Okay. I mean, down under, you see the pictures. It's kind of like, it's got to be a bucket list for people, I think.
Yeah.
Don't we think?
Yeah.
I mean, the nature, the beauty.
Yeah.
New Zealand's supposed to be one of the most beautiful places out in the world. And then if you're going to go all that way, because I think you're going to fly for like a day.
At least.
Yeah. You might as well do a pre or post. So Sydney, there's a lot. And there's a lot of different ones exploring the different nature areas in New Zealand too. And there's some cool islands over there off the islands. That'd be great experiences. Is it a little expensive? It's not that bad for 15 days, for 2 weeks. If you're looking at a veranda, depending on what time of the year you're looking, $7,000.
Oh, I don't think
7 and up per person.
Yeah.
Plus you're getting an excursion every port. You're going to get the beer and wine at 2 meals. All your meals are included, including the specialty, Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. So a lot of inclusions, I think.
I think it'd be fun to pair that cruise with a land tour also, where you can go into the interior.
Yeah, you can definitely see more of Australia, because you're only...
even New Zealand too.
Yeah, because you're going to see Tasmania. You're only spending 2 ports in Australia, then you hit Tasmania, then you go to New Zealand. So it's probably not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll share that one, Tamara. That's fine. Okay, the newest branch, the newest offerings of Viking is expeditions. I gotta say, if you look at cruise ships like I do every day, all day, they've got some beautiful expedition ships. Yeah. It's like from the future. They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they custom built them like all the expedition do, but for what they're doing. So highlights of these ships, you see the trainings, they're not very large. A couple hundred people on board. Beautiful spas. They have not verandas, but they call them Norway balconies. Some places call them infinite balconies, infinite verandas. It's the full, in your room, the full window, and then it comes halfway down so that you have half the open and then half is glass. So it kind of becomes an inside-outside feel. I personally love that way of cruising. A lot of cruise lines are now adding that to their ships, the big ocean ones. I think it makes sense for these kind of ships, these expedition ships. They also, what I like, they have these hangars underneath the ship. So to get into little Zodiacs, to get into the boats, to get into submarines, yes, submarines, You don't have to go out in the elements. You're not hopping off the side of the ship on a rickety little plank to get to the boat. You load inside where it's comfortable, easy, safe, and there's people to help you, like lift all my muscles into the boat, and then it launches you from there safely. And I think that sounds like a little bit more of a humane way than some places when it comes to you're in Antarctica, choppy waves, trying to get a little Zodiac. So I think that's one of the benefits of these ships. Beautiful ships. They're like pieces of art. So
I don't know if everybody knows what an expedition ship is.
Oh, that's a good point.
What are they? Why are they built? So they're to go into nature, into natural areas. So a lot of times they'll go to Antarctica, but they also go to the Galapagos Islands. Those ships really they're purpose built so that you can do more nature activities as opposed to leisure activities, I guess is a way.
Yeah, they can handle going through the ice.
Yeah.
There's no Titanic fears because these ships were designed, the hulls are, designed in such a way, which make them look cool, I think, but it's designed to get through the elements.
And they often carry other types of boats on them. So you have Zodiacs or other little like submarines, other little watercraft that they can take out into even more remote areas.
That's the big thing. If you go to Antarctica, a lot of them aren't going to have ports in Antarctica. They go out there and they dock, and then you go in and explore through those Zodiacs or through the boats. So it's a different way of cruising, because if you see the itinerary, it's not going to be as precise because a lot of it's based on weather conditions and where nature is. I mean, if they see a herd of penguins, they're going to go there so you can see the penguins. If there's a herd of polar bears, they're going to go the other way. So that's Antarctica or Antarctica. That's the Arctic up north. Yeah. So, but it's really customized and individualized each cruise experience, and the ships are built to be able to do that.
And people who go on them love them. You become hooked on that type of cruising, and it's very different.
Yeah, it's non-cruisers like that way of cruising too.
Yes,
because it's the only way you're going to see some of these remote parts of the world. Yeah, you're only going to see these remote parts of the world by one of these purpose-built ships.
Right. I think we talked about this before. One of the ships sends a drone out, and you can see other wildlife in other areas that you can't even get to, or you don't want to disturb with the Zodiac, which I think is cool. And then they feed it back to the ship. Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing segments of the cruising industry. Everyone's building purpose-built boats. Everyone's adding these itineraries because they're bucket list trips, and people aren't holding on to them when they want to experience life. There's no what is it, hitch on the hearse. Is that what they say? You can't take everything with you, so you might as well have all the experiences while you're here. Live life to the fullest. YOLO. Well, yours is a true expedition, so you go first.
I've got two. Okay. And they're very similar, actually. The first one is the basic Antarctic Explorer. It's a 13 days. You're going to fly down to Argentina. You're going to start down there. You're going to go through Cape Horn. And then you're going to head out to Antarctica. Okay? You're going to see the nature. You're going to be on the Zodiacs. You're going to see the remoteness, the beauty, and everything that comes with it. Not a crazy expensive trip compared to some expedition. Expedition right now, because it's new and because they're brand new ships and it's a very popular thing, it's become kind of a high-end travels. It's not cheap. This is about $10,000 a person. So
still not bad though.
It isn't, but this is a beginning price because we have ones that'll go up to 30, 40, 50 and up. So it depends on your budget, but if you're going to go to Antarctica, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money, okay? The other one is very similar. You're going to go down to see the same things, but this is a little bit longer, and it's 19 days because you're going to go see the South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. These are some like the most remote parts of the world that are like untapped beauty. So you're going to see the sea lions kind of out there. You're going to see the walrus, all these amazing animals with no one else. Almost like the Galapagos in that it's very protected and untouched and very remote. So it's a different kind of cruise. I think you'd have to be mentally prepared for it because it's not like any other cruise. But I still think it's got to be on the bucket list.
But it's on the bucket list for many, many people.
Yeah. And they include the equipment you're going to need for these trips, the coats and stuff. They let you keep the coats usually. And
you have lockers on some of them where you can put all
heating
stuff.
Cabinets, all that stuff. All of these cruise lines have mastered it, and they know how to take care of it so that it's a smooth experience for the cruisers.
But it's also luxurious too.
You're paying $10,000 a person for that low end one. It's going to go.
You're not sleeping in a dorm or a bunk. No. You have a nice cabin.
It's like a 4-star hotel, 5-star hotel. they call it, what is it, understated luxury. They don't like to use the L word, they say,
Right.
because that seems stuffy. But I mean, the ships are pretty close to luxury, if,
Yeah.
you know, if you're comparing them to other ships. So
Yeah.
great experiences there if you want to see Antarctica.
Yep.
So you've got a couple different ones.
Well, I just got one, and mine is a little less on the expedition, even though they're using the expedition ships.
So you get to experience that gorgeous ship.
But I think they are, you said earlier, probably repositioning the ship, but this is another very long cruise. It's 65 days, and it's a longitudinal world cruise. So you start in Milwaukee, believe it or not. You go through the Great Lakes, through the St. Lawrence Seaway, to the eastern
cool.
side of Canada, and then you work your way down the east side of the U.S. You go through the Panama Canal, and then you work your way down the western side of South America. You go around the southern tip.
Patagonia area.
Yeah, and then you end in Buenos Aires. So 65 days of, it's that longitudinal, this is probably a bit backwards, longitudinal cruise, but it starts at 44.9. So
I'd like to put my request in now for that trip, okay?
Sure.
So I will say this is interesting, is that Tamara had a client that was looking for Patagonia, and by land or sea, the best ways to do it. You had some great land options. Viking has some great cruise options for Patagonia, too, to kind of lie. And we can piggyback that off a land option, too, so you can kind of see the best of both worlds. You know, being on ship allows you to go through those Chilean fjords and all that good stuff, kind of experience that from the water's end, and then you piggyback that with the excursions during the days and the ports, but then also the land package, and you're really going to get to kind of experience Patagonia to the fullest extent.
That's an up-and-coming area.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not just a clothing line.
Now it's somebody in our office.
She's not here to defend herself, so we won't say that. She said, Patagonia, they got a store now? All right, so we're going to shift. So we talked about a lot of amazing itineraries. We also have some group space. Now, we can always work with you to set up a group, but when you book into a group with Viking, you're going to save, if we can get group space, about $125 a person. So some real savings, and we've got a number of groups signed up from our cruise nights. So here's some ideas of itineraries, some that we've mentioned that we have space on, and some dates if that interests you. So Christmas markets, you said that? Christmas on the Seine, whatever. The French markets, French Christmas markets, okay? This is December 10th, 2023, so there's still room, there's still some time. If you want to hit the Christmas markets in France this year, I'm sure Tamara would go with you.
Yeah, that's one of my bucket list.
And she'll help you with your luggage, and she'll be your tour guide in each port, too. So that's a good option, I think. Then they say the great starter river cruises in Europe are the Rhine or Danube. So we do have the Rhine getaway, okay, and that's going to begin in Amsterdam and ends in Basel, and that's May 17th, 2024. Believe it or not, these river boats are already filling up for 2024, which we have found out trying to book people. So the Christmas markets, we lucked out. There's still a little space on the December 10th, not much longer. So if you want it, you got to book it now. But now we need to jump forward to next year. May 17th, the Rhine getaway, you're going to see a lot of cool things on that, okay? Fast forward to June 30th. I'm intrigued by this one. I think you made reference to it. The Lyon and Provence cruise. Big on wine, big on foodies. Flower people, too.
Lavender.
Whatever, you flower people. I mean, the picture you can see, it's all
Lavender
that purple.
fields.
I'm going to have to take some sinus medicine if I go on that one, but...
that area is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of France. So that one, we've got space, June 30th, 2024. Okay? Then, we got another Christmas French markets. And that's December 11th, 2024. So you're talking about Paris over there. You're going to experience some of the different markets. Okay? The other popular river cruise is Paris in the heart of Normandy. This is especially big with D-Day anniversary coming up next year. I think it's the 80th anniversary, if I remember correctly. Very popular, a lot of festivities. We have got a ton of space in June and July. So I know a lot of people on the bucket list want to see Normandy. They want to see Paris. Great cruise option for marrying those together. And then there's some pretty cool pre and post options. The Viking ones are often filled, but we have some wonderful ideas for land options to extend that in Paris. Even if you want to go to London, we talked about, or explore other parts of Europe. So a lot of pre and post options there. Tamara was just in Paris, so she's got a million ideas for pre and post in Paris. If
Definitely.
you're looking at doing that, Paris in the heart of Normandy.
Yeah.
Lots of options, a lot of savings.
Now's the time to book. As we keep working in this industry, I have noticed for the past few years, gosh, get in early. There are no last minute deals really anymore. When I'm looking at hotels for like next year, and the prices are actually kind of reasonable over in Europe. But if I'm trying to find somebody with a hotel for next month, they're insane. So I've learned book early if you want the best price.
The other thing that I've learned with Viking, and I think this is with the other riverboat companies too, there's the busy season, and then there's the swing seasons. The elbow, shoulders, wrong body part, elbow, shoulder, whatever.
Yeah.
That if you go at the beginning or you go at the end of the season, so you're talking April, if you can squeeze into March, or you're talking October. If you got the flexibility, you can realize a lot of savings and see a lot. So I've got a group doing the Danube, I believe it is, and it's like $2,000 a person, and that's
nothing.
It's a steal.
Yeah.
Great itinerary, great experience, but $2,000 a person for river cruise is just unheard of.
Right.
That's because it's on the shoulder. The swing at the end, well, they're at the beginning of the season there. That's because of the group rates that we can get. That's because of the great promotions going on. That's because your favorite travel specialist went to bat. You get some onboard shipboard credits. So great deal. So if you're budget conscious and you have flexibility, we can find you some pretty cool options there.
For sure. Yeah.
Whew, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Oh,
I'm ready to go on a river cruise. Yeah, we've been talking about maybe doing one, and so we'll see if that happens. I'm hoping September. I really want to do one of those cool ones. That would be fun. Because we didn't even talk about if you go on the Nile or in Africa.
No, there's so many
Egyptian ones. Oh.
There's all sorts. There's river cruises like paired with a safari.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of options.
Well, and then Colombia just added. Ama added a river in Colombia, which I think. Very, very intriguing because just the people are amazing.
And there's some here right in the U.S. There's the Mississippi River. There's the Columbia River Gorge, which, gosh, if you've never seen that, it's breathtaking.
Yeah, a lot of cool music ones. Here in the U.S. on the Mississippi.
Memphis, Nashville.
My big one is I want to do New Orleans to Memphis.
Yeah.
But then there's a cool one that kind of does music. It has St. Louis, has Nashville, a couple other places along there that looks like a fun one too if you're into the music scene. So, all right, if any of these itineraries sound good, as always, or if there's another itinerary on any of the river or ocean or expedition lines, connect with me, your favorite cruise travel specialist, and we'll take great care of you. Again, as I announced at the beginning of the show, we have some great promotions right now with Viking, with their regular promotions, plus our Viking Cruise Night promotion, which is going to get you an extra $100 a person in shipboard credit.
But that ends June 13th.
Yes. So take advantage of that now. Let me know. We can find the right itinerary, the right ship for you, and get you squared away. So, wonderful Viking conversation, right?
Yeah.
Any interesting bookings or any news in your niches besides everything being crazy busy in Europe?
It's crazy busy. Crazy busy. I have nothing to report.
No fun bookings?
Oh,
you gotta have one fun one. You're doing a Madeira one, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing a Madeira one for New Year's Eve, which I'm very excited for them because
you want to go back.
Yeah, and Madeira is a great place, and New Year's Eve is amazing. So this family will have a great time.
And you said that's where all like the big shot movie stars and stuff are going now, right?
Mallorca.
Oh, that's Mallorca. Sorry, wrong M word. We can get you there too, though.
Madeira is Portugal. Mallorca is Spain.
But we can get you to Mallorca too, right? Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't go there for New Year's, but now this time of year, Oprah was just there. It's a great little Spanish island.
Okay, sounds fun. For me, a lot of bookings, a lot of Viking cruises. I'm booking into the one I want to push a little bit right now is our New Year's Eve cruise, which we've talked about before. It's on Celebrity Cruises. It's on the Summit. It's out of Miami, and you're going to hit Cozumel. You're going to hit Nassau, and you're going to have 2 days at sea, including New Year's Day to recover if you're one of those people. And really good price. So if you're looking at Ocean View, it's like $2,300, and that's for cabin for 2 people. If you're looking at a balcony, it's just a little over $3,000 for 2 people. That includes drinks, Wi-Fi tips, all your food, entertainment, taxes, fees, all that fun stuff. So a really good deal. It's actually $1,000. Our price is $1,000 less than if we were to book it for you outside of our group.
That's awesome.
So if you were to go online at any of Expedia or directly to the cruise line itself, it'd be about $1,000 more.
Yeah.
A little over $1,000 actually more. So big savings booking through our group.
Yeah.
Plus it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever explained, like Michael takes out group space.
A lot of group space.
Very, like a long time ago, he took out group space. And he does that for multiple cruises.
And it's the cruise lines, yeah.
Yeah, and as the price goes up, our price stays. So Michael's got, you don't have to belong to a group.
No.
You just
We're not going to be holding hands and walking single file lines like great
no. It becomes a really good deal for people who like to cruise.
Yeah.
If you can find us and book into his group price.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, some of our groups you could save $500 or $600 depending on some over $1,000 a cabin. You know, that's big savings.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of group spaces. Tamara said, even into 2024. So we try to base it on school when the vacations are or popular times of year. Like that New Year's time is a big time. Last year, our first year, I didn't realize you could do all this space. And when people went to book, there's no availability.
Right.
That's the problem if you go Christmas, New Year's, any kind of vacations.
Yeah.
All of our trips, all three of our niches, it's hard to find because that's when everyone's traveling. So if we can get that space at a great price, we're happy for that. So the only other little tidbit I'd like to share is our big Alaska group is leaving. Some people are flying out tomorrow. The people are going early. And I'll be flying out Thursday. That's where I think a majority of people are going. There's a little over 40 of us that'll be going on our Alaskan cruise. Some on the cruise only, some on the cruise and land tour. So stay tuned for lots of pictures, stories, posts, all that good stuff.
I can't wait.
Cruising with Michael. I think that's the name. Yes. Cruising with Michael group. And we'll share that also on our main page too. So you'll be able to link through that and you can find all that and follow all that good stuff. But hopefully some cool footage and videos that we talked about here. It'll be interesting to compare it to the Norwegian fjords. So I'm excited. I know people there now and the pictures are just...
Yeah, I think it's a great time to go.
Yeah, well, a little chilly last week. So 40s, 50s are a little scary. One of the days is supposed to be 52 when we're going to be there. One of our clients was going to be doing some kind of tree ziplining thing and said, I don't know if I want to do it if it's going to be rainy in 52. I said, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Plenty of other options, though.
Yeah.
So follow along with that. And anything else we need to share with everyone?
No.
All right, well,
get out there and travel.
Yeah, so I think next week you guys have a special episode.
Oh yeah, Chrissy and I will be talking about.
I'm a little nervous, everyone. So you all are in charge because her and Chrissy are going to be here running the show, and I'm a little scared. But I'll be watching. Maybe not live because I'll be a little early in Alaska time. But so stay tuned next week. I think you're going to hear about Chrissy's experience in Jamaica. So stay tuned next week for Travel Talk Tuesday for that. And as always, you can watch our back episodes on our YouTube channel. You can follow us, like us, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And if any of these trips sound good or anything else that's on your heart or your mind for a trip, connect with us and we will get you there. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.